it's Jeroslyn Jovan back with another episode of Hip Hop and Enterprise. And this week, I have the pleasure of speaking with luxury real estate expert and star on Netflix's newest hit reality show, Selling Tampa, Miss Colony Reeves. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm really happy to speak with you. I caught the show. I loved it. And I want to know, how do you feel about the response to Selling Tampa?
The response has been amazing. I mean, we've gotten so much love, so much support. So I'm just loving it.
Yes, definitely. Going into the show, were there any stigmas that you and the ladies at Allure Realty wanted to break?
Absolutely. So definitely we wanted to bring to light representation. That's very important to us, especially in this field that we're in. You don't see a lot of Black women really breaking into the luxury side of real estate. So it was really important to us that we brought that to the screen and really to show how dynamic we all are and to really just bring light to Black women in luxury, because I think that's important and you don't really see that a lot.
Definitely. I got a sense of that. I was also really loving the styles and the fashion. You were definitely a standout in that area. Did you work with anyone going into it, like what you were going to wear, or is fashion your thing?
Fashion is my thing. This was all me. I didn't have a stylist. I am looking for one though, but it was all me. I've always had a sense of fashion since I was little. My mom, she put me into modeling since I was like 5 years old. So just being around that atmosphere, I've always had just this passion for fashion. And the feedback has been amazing. Everybody wants to know, where do you get your outfits from? So I think it's very important too, to really show the importance of first appearance, right? Because I am a woman looking to attract a certain type of clientele, the luxury. So your first appearance is what you wear. So I wanted that to really, really be a message as well. You always want to make sure you look your best. So yeah.
With you working in the real estate market, and as a Black woman, do you feel like there's any added pressure with how you represent yourself with the work that you do?
Well, I think that there can be. For me personally, I'm very solid in myself at this point in my life. Coming into real estate, it was definitely pressure for me to want to represent myself in the best way that I can, especially in a field that you don't see a lot of people who look like me. So there can be pressure, but I always say, just be confident in who you are. And majority of the time we're putting pressures on ourselves that really don't need to be there anyway. So I think as long as you look good, you know exactly what you're doing, you have to be knowledgeable and you have that confidence, that's going to come across anyways. So you'll be fine.
Definitely. And was this your first time on reality television?
Yes, my first time.
So how did you mentally prepare yourself?
To be honest, I think authenticity was my number one thing. So it wasn't more of me preparing, just me making sure that I'm true to myself. And I just held on to that all season. I wanted to make sure that people really got a chance to kind of get to know me a little bit and really could feel that I was truly genuine in being myself. So no real preparation for me. And of course, it was something we were doing that we do on a daily basis. We're living our lives. This is our career. So it really came natural. And I always say, I think we're made for this. So.
Mm-hmm. It was that we got to see the dynamic of just a fun, playful competitiveness amongst you, the agents in the office. And was that something that comes natural in the office, or did you like kind of play off of that for the show?
Oh, that's natural, girl. That's how we are. Okay. We all have so many different personalities. That's what I love the most about Allure. We're all women of minority, but we come from different backgrounds. We all have our little sass, our little shade. And it's really, yeah, we may disagree, but at the end of the day, I think we all have respect for each other. We know how to bring it back. So, that's what I love the most.
Definitely. And we got to see that. And so when it comes to the real estate market in Tampa, what is the market currently looking like? I saw that you posted, Zillow says Tampa Bay is one of the hottest housing markets. So what's it looking like?
Tampa Bay is hot right now. I encourage anybody, if you guys are looking to buy or sell, Tampa is a hot market, and it's not just coming from me. This is straight from Zillow. So this is market research. Right now, we are definitely still in what people would call a seller's market. So the prices of homes are definitely on that higher end. We're seeing people, especially buyers, they're bidding on homes, they're paying over asking price. So right now it's a good time for sellers. It's still good for buyers as well. I mean, if you have the capital, I always encourage you to buy, never wait. So the market is good. I have no complaints.
She's like, I'm getting to the bag. And how does that relate on a national scale? I know you're focused in primarily Tampa Bay, but nationally, can you say it's kind of the same right now? Is it a seller's market?
That's what I hear. As you said, I'm focused mainly in Tampa and really Florida. I have a Florida license, so I do go outside of Tampa. But I do have colleagues in other places who have kind of said the same thing. So,
and how much has that changed over the course of the last 2 years with considering the pandemic?
yes. So the main thing that I have seen within the pandemic, when we first started in 2020, interest rates were low for buyers, so it was great. I had a lot of buyers buying. Now we're seeing the interest rates go up a little bit, so that's kind of the huge change that I've seen.
Definitely, definitely. That's what I'm hearing as well. And for anyone who's a potential homeowner, what are some things that they should start to consider?
I always say prepare to buy. If you're thinking about purchasing right now, you want to make sure you have your credit together. You want to make sure that you have your income, and you want to make sure you have money in reserves. Right now it's competitive. So you got to put your best foot forward when making an offer. If you're a buyer, you have to consider potentially offering over asking price to get your offer accepted. So I always say definitely make sure you have some money in reserves if you're ready to buy right now.
And during your childhood growing up, did you grow up with an understanding of real estate and the importance of home ownership, or is that something you acquired?
That's something that I've seen it. My parents, they've always owned their home. They bought, I think, 2 or 3 homes from since I was little. And my dad, he's always kind of dabbled in real estate. He's actually why I got into real estate, because he'll buy and he'll hold, and he rents out his properties. So just seeing that, and I'm like, okay, my dad's doing that. I know he's making money. I kind of need to be doing that too. So I was around it growing up, but I really, really didn't learn the game of real estate until I was actually in it as a real estate agent.
That's great. And I saw one of your posts on Instagram, you were like reposting a clip from the show, and in the caption you included "real estate saved my life."
Yes.
How so?
Because I went through a very dark place before I got into real estate. I had just graduated college. I was in a relationship, and I felt like I was really giving more to the relationship than I was giving to myself. I kind of lost myself in a sense. And at my lowest point, I wasn't making any money. I thought I wanted to be a teacher. That was not the route for me. So I stopped doing that. And I was just, quite frankly, broke. I had a man, he was doing what he needed to do, but for Colony, I didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't feel like I had any life skills to pass down to potential children. I just wasn't living for Colony. And I really went through a dark time. I was depressed. I remember crying for 3 days straight, didn't even understand why I was crying, but I just knew I wasn't happy. And so I say real estate saved my life, because that gave me life when I got into real estate. When I started going to the school, before I got my license, going into the real estate school and studying for it, that gave me new life. That gave me hope, because I really had no direction. I really didn't.
Right. And you've become more of an advocate for mental health. And is that where that came from that time period in your life? And how are you representing that in what you do now?
Yeah, so that's a part of it. I really started understanding depression and what mental health was when I was attacked in college. So way before real estate, I was going to school, I got attacked, and I ended up coming home to Tampa and finishing school here. During that time, I took a year off and I didn't do anything but try to just heal myself from that traumatic experience. And in the process of my healing, I started going to therapy. I had no knowledge about therapy before. My parents never really talked about it because, of course, as a lot of Black people know, we don't really talk about therapy and mental health in the Black household. So for me, it was new and it was weird. I'm like, I don't know this person, but I'm going to be sharing some really traumatic personal things that has happened to me. And so it took me a minute to get comfortable. But once I really started doing the work and let down my guard, I began to heal. And I'm still on my journey of healing. There's still things that have happened along the road, but that started my journey to really wanting to create awareness for mental health and really sharing my story to other young girls, so that they can avoid or possibly just be aware of things that happen. So that's where it started.
And with you seeking your own treatment, what have the conversations around mental health with your family been like now?
Oh, they're so open to it, especially my mom. Like I think she's probably gonna try to get back into therapy now, but just to talk to somebody, because I'm still in therapy. And like I said, I'm still on my journey, but I feel like I still need to talk to my therapist, whether it's once a week or once a month, depending on my need. But they're so supportive. My mom is into it now. My best friend is into it. They've all just they've supported me, and they're looking at themselves now like, hey, I could benefit from therapy as well. So that makes me feel good.
Definitely. And, how have you responded or, how do you handle some of the feedback and comments that you've gotten from viewers and fans of the show now that, you're a TV star?
I laugh, to be honest. I know how to take a joke. That's one thing about me. Some of the comments are hilarious, and yes, they're mean, but hurt people. So when I see somebody writing a nasty comment, right, I'm like, okay, you're going through something too. So for you to project that onto me. So I try not to pay attention to it. If I do see it, I'm going to laugh it off. Because it's just, negativity is so low vibrational, and I don't vibrate on that frequency. So I just don't pay attention.
And I know you had saw it, and I believe you had even left a comment when DJ Envy raised the debate around, he was making it more so about the editing. He felt that compared to Selling Sunset, which is pretty much all white, based in Los Angeles, and then you have Selling Tampa that just started, and you're all Black, the first all Black, all female reality-based show on Netflix. He felt that the editors portrayed you guys in a way where you weren't selling as much compared to LA. I saw there was mixed responses based on the market, based on issues possibly with racism, based on just editing. What was your take on that whole debate? Do you feel that the work that you ladies do at Allure was properly portrayed on your first season? Do you think it was just like a reflection of what the market was? What's your take?
I just appreciate DJ Envy for watching our show. He's very savvy in real estate. So he's actually somebody that I followed. I'm actually a fan of DJ Envy. So to answer that, I appreciate him for watching. That's it.
Okay. And so with the show and in general, and just the response, has it made you and the ladies at Allure closer as colleagues?
I think so. We've always been kind of close, tight knit ladies. So definitely we have something to bond over, experiencing this together. So in a sense, it has kind of brought us closer for sure.
That's good. And so with you being a mental health advocate and now being on a higher, bigger platform with more eyes on you, what are some ways now that you work to protect your peace?
Oh, that's a big one, because I tell people all the time, protect your energy. If it's rubbing you the wrong way, or I like to say, it's not sitting right in my spirit. When I say that, I'm like, oh no, I remove myself. Literally, that's what I do. If something doesn't feel right, or if it's negative, I'm blocking it out, because your peace is something that is so priceless. You can't buy that. You have to protect that. So I tune things out. I'm quick to say, oh no, I'm good.
That's
That's just me.
good. That's good. Yeah, it's taken me some time to learn that quality. So
Oh, me too. And I'm still on my journey. I always say I'm not there yet. I'm still on my journey. But I think God has blessed me with discernment. So if something doesn't feel right, immediately I'm like, or maybe let me think about it. But I've learned to be very slow with responding to things. So that helps me as well.
yes, honey, drop that jewel. And I mean, look, with the show, I know we haven't exactly heard yet if there will possibly be a season 2, but is there anything you could tease or hint?
I don't know. We're gonna have to just stay tuned. I don't know. I'm waiting like you guys.
And are there plans for what you want to do with your following and with the messages that you want to promote on your platform?
Absolutely, absolutely. So in the future, I definitely plan on just bringing more awareness to mental health. I do want to partner with organizations who focus on mental health awareness. I do plan on sharing my story in full detail at one point. Um, I love fashion, so I definitely want to break into fashion any way that I can. So just continuing to build what I've already established. Of course, still getting into that luxury clientele of real estate. So just maximizing everything that I already have going on, for sure.
Definitely. And I wanted to ask you for some advice because I am getting married in September in Tampa Bay.
Hey, congratulations! I love love. I think I love hearing good things like that.
Thank
So
you. And
congratulations.
like, no, we're like legit in love. We've been together a very long time. He took his time with popping the question. And now that we're getting married, we're from New York. We live in
Mhm.
LA. We didn't want to get married in LA because I don't know. We just live here. I don't know. It's like a weird love-hate relationship we have with LA. And,
Okay.
and then we didn't want to get married in New York because we didn't want too many people expecting invites.
Okay, I feel that.
So then we were like, oh, let's do a destination. And then we were talking about Florida because Florida is a great medium. And we were thinking Miami, and then I don't know where we were probably like, Miami's going to be just as expensive as New York. And then he was just like Tampa Bay. So I was just like, okay. So what I did is I started looking at venues everywhere, right? I started looking at venues, not in LA, but venues in New York, Miami,
Mhm.
and Tampa Bay. And it was like the venue I found for the price I got it for. I was like, I can't beat this. The thing is, I just have never really been to Tampa Bay. We're
Okay.
going, we're going in April.
Mhm.
For the first time to like right after we already put our deposit, but we're gonna go and visit and then like do our tasting and things. And then the next time we're coming back is when we're gonna get married. So
Wow.
right. I wanted to ask if you had any advice and suggestions for especially a group of New Yorkers going to Tampa Bay.
Yes, the beach. Go to the beach. One thing about Tampa, we're known for our day parties. Sunday fun day is a real thing here. Day drinking. I don't know if you're a drinker, but day drinking is probably the best time you'll have. There's so many beach bars. We actually went to a few on Selling Tampa. So if you
Yes,
watch, you'll see. We went to a place called The Getaway. That was really nice, right on the water. So I go outside if you're gonna come, and you're coming in April, right? Oh yeah, the weather's gonna be amazing.
yes.
Go be outside, whether it's at downtown. We have a nice place called Riverwalk, so you can go downtown. They
That's
have
where I'm
drinks
getting
out there
married.
too. You're getting married on Riverwalk? Oh my God, that's amazing. It's so pretty. It's so pretty over there. Girl, you picked right. That is like the perfect place.
And that's why when the show premiered, I was so locked in on every like area where you guys would shoot and film
Yeah.
because I'm like, oh my gosh, the Tampa looks like a great city.
It's beautiful. It really is. And I think the show really captured how beautiful Tampa is, because a lot of people overlook Tampa, but we're an amazing city.
Right. I've
Really.
never, like I said, I'm from New York. So if you go, you think of Florida, you're thinking Miami, you're going to
Right.
Disney and Orlando. But
Exactly.
very rarely do you think of Tampa Bay. But once now that I'm telling people I'm getting married there, I'm hearing that it's a fun city, a vibrant city. I'm so excited about that beach bar.
You need to go, just find any, because you don't even have to go there. There's so many. If you just type in beach bars in Tampa, you're gonna find so many. That's probably, I think, if you guys are looking for a good time and you want to be outside around people, definitely do like a Sunday fun day type of thing for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, I can also tell that you have a knack for lifestyle tips and suggestions. You're into fashion, you do luxury real estate. So I'm sure you could also help with the decor. So I can see that in your near future.
Yes, I can see it too.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciated speaking to you and getting your take on the show, the response to the show, your mental health advocacy, your fashion. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that in season 2. I know they're gonna give y'all season 2 because we're watching and everybody's watching, you know. So thank you. Anything
I
you want to leave us with?
appreciate it. No, everything has been great. Thank you so much for having me. And girl, congratulations again on your wedding. Like, I'm super excited for you.
You just made me more excited with everything you just told me. My fiance just came home. I'm about to go tell him, like, we're getting married in the best place ever.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Colony. Blessings
Thank
to you.
you. Have a good one.